Alright guys, so I'm actually going to do one of the ones at the back because I hear they're a little bit trickier. So what we want to do in step one is write the equation of the lines in the graph. Use those equations to complete the tables, which the first one's kind of already done a little bit for you. And then using the graphs and tables, multiply each one and plot the resulting graph. Okay? So I'm actually going to go do number 3 on the back, which we're doing a similar thing. Except for the flip of that. So given the equations, we're going to complete the tables and we're going to multiply the functions. So I'm going to first graph this line A. So I go to positive 2 and then my slope is 1. So I go up 1 over 1. And I want to get a straight edge here. So I can get this really nice line going. And that's my green line right there. And then my next line, the x minus 1, I go to negative 1. And then I'm going to do a slope of 1, so up 1 over 1. I get this nice parallel line to it. Super cute. I feel like I dropped it up a little bit though. There we go. Okay. Off to the side, we can find these different values by either plugging them in or looking at my graph. Like if I take negative 5 and put it into my first function, I end up with negative 3 overall. But also if I look at the graph at negative 5, I'm supposed to be at negative 3. I would have drawn a better line. So negative 2, negative 1, and then I start to notice a pattern that I'm just going up by 1 every time. So 2, 7. And then over here, when I plug in negative 5 to here, I get negative 6. Also, if I look at like negative 5 on my graph, it's trying to be down there at negative 6, and I did a better job on the purple line. Then when I plug in negative 4, we're at negative 5, and then negative 4, and then I noticed a pattern, so I just continue the pattern, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, as far as the last thing goes, I need to multiply the two functions. So a couple ways to think about that. If I were to just write it, I got x plus 2 times x minus 1. Now we kind of did talk about how to multiply that thing. I'll get a better pen. We want to do maybe a first, outer, inner, last sort of deal. And what you end up with is x squared plus x minus 2. I don't need to plug in x again, because also what I can do is I can just multiply these numbers to get this, right? It's showing me that I can multiply those to get my f of 3. So if I multiply, I get 18. If I multiply, I get 10, then 4, then 0, then negative 2, 0, 4. I kind of noticed a little bit of a pattern. 18, 28. Then I'm going to graph the points that I can. So I can't really fit the 18 so well, but the negative 4 comma 10, so we're going all the way back to x, my x comma y right here. Negative 4 comma 10 I can fit. So negative 4. So hard to see, these graphs are not good. Then negative 3 comma 4. And then negative 2 comma 0. And then negative 1 comma negative 2. And then 0 comma negative 2. And then 1 comma 0. 2 comma 4. 3 comma 10. And I feel like that's all I can fit. But look at this cute thing that you get. Look at that parabola. And so a couple fun things to notice. The x-intercept of my green graph is also an x-intercept of my parabola. That's a super fun thing. An x-intercept of my parabola is also the x-intercept of my line, which is super cute. There might be other fun things to notice on the front, so I would take a look at maybe any other cute little things that you notice, like look at that. X-intercepts are of both graphs. And so I think that's what is kind of going on back here. So write a rule for the line that has an x-intercept at that. And so now we want to think about, okay, my line here, my green line, had an x-intercept of -2. The equation for that was x plus 2. Also, my purple line had an x-intercept of +1, that I see x minus 1. So, maybe if I have an x-intercept of 2, I'm looking like x minus 2, because it seems to be doing an opposite thing. So maybe we can think about that for B and C. I think those are the same for number 6. And then on the back, based on your work with x-intercepts, figure out what two lines may be multiplied together to get the following parabolas. So what I mean by that is, what line here times what line here would get me this parabola? Like, what x-intercepts would I have to get each of those? So try it out. Hopefully that helps a little bit. We'll take a look more on Monday.